बदलेगा कुछ तो यकीन है हमारा खुद के सफर में ढूंढेंगे खुद को खुद से जोड़ेंगे कहीं है ये यकीन है ये यकीन है ये यकीन है ये यकीन
A very warm welcome to the audience members tuning in from all over the country. Social Venture Partners, better known as SVP, is back again with India's biggest virtual philanthropic event, Fast Pitch 2025. SVP is the largest network of engaged donors in the world. In India, SVP is present across 8 cities with over 750 partners who are philanthropists, professionals, entrepreneurs, and executives. As we saw in the video, our vision is threefold: to provide individuals with a platform to engage with philanthropy and become lifelong givers, to fund NGOs for their fantastic work, to help NGO teams build their capacities and therefore create greater social impact. My name is Manisha Bhattacharya. I have been in the corporate life for 28 years and an SVP partner in Bangalore for the past 2 years. My association with SVP provides me with a fantastic platform to contribute to the development of our country through the work of nonprofits. Assurance that my donation goes to thoroughly vetted and credible NGOs, meet and work together with like-minded individuals from across the country to build the capabilities of NGO leaders. And that is exactly what this evening is also all about. Today, all of us will be coming together as a community to collaborate, to open our minds to investing in real solutions, and to collectively and meaningfully encourage the social sector to do more. Today, 10 inspiring nonprofit organizations will present to us the story of their work. They will express the support they need from big-hearted and compassionate people like us. They have been carefully selected from an application list of nearly 260 NGOs from across 8 states. These NGOs are working to solve some of the biggest social challenges of our times, issues that transcend urban and rural regions. Cumulatively, these 10 NGOs have impacted 820,000 lives directly and several more indirectly till date. These NGOs were trained by professional storyteller trainer Ravi Shankar Iyer and coached by 32 of our super committed SVP partners. On being asked what drove him to create ChatGPT, Sam Altman said, "It was a desire to do a hard thing that really matters rather than to do an easy thing that doesn't really matter." The fact that you are present at this amazing event means you are doing what truly matters. Now take a moment and think about the power you have as a philanthropist. Add to that power the power of these social leaders. When these NGOs who are doing important development work and get the wholehearted support from each one of us in ways that really matter, magical social impact happens. If you are wondering about how you can support them today, look at the pinned message in the live chat. It is a donation link that takes you to the fundraiser page, and you can donate to any of the 10 NGOs presenting at this event. When you click this link, Give.Do's fundraising page opens. You can contribute to NGOs whose work resonates with you and share your generosity with them. Please keep this link open throughout the event for ease of donating. Putting together this wide-reaching philanthropic event has truly been a labor of love and effort at SVP for the last 6 months. We are super happy to have you all join us in this journey. At the conclusion of this pitch day, besides your donations, over 70 lakhs will be awarded to all nonprofits by SVP India. And yes, the NGOs will get 100% of the donations that you contribute today via the donation link. We have 3 eminent judges to help us decide the winners of this evening. They are Namita Thapar, Executive Director of MK Pharmaceuticals and a judge at Shark Tank India; Reshma Anand, Regional Director at the Ford Foundation India; Sridhar N.E., Chief Sustainability Officer at Titan Company Limited. At this fast pitch event, NGOs present their work to the audience and to this panel of judges who will evaluate the NGOs based on their approach to solving the social problem, the impact made through their work, and the overall pitch presentation. The winners will be awarded a cash prize, an extraordinary exposure to probably the biggest audience of like-minded givers in India. Our judges clearly have a challenging task ahead of them to select 3 awardees from 10 winners. Let's now begin this evening's fast pitch presentations. I am super excited to bring in my co-hosts for this evening, Priya Desai, co-founder of NGO Anahat Foundation, and Boydurjo Sen, co-founder of NGO Alokit, who will introduce our fast pitch speakers.
Thanks, Manisha. A very good evening and a warm welcome to everyone to SVP India's Fast Pitch 2025. I'm excited to be here again this year, however, in a new avatar this time, introducing this year's wonderful finalists doing deeply challenging work across India.
And what a lineup we have this time. Fast Pitch 2025 invited nationwide applications, and these organizations presenting today are driving change in some of the most remote and rural communities in India. Fast Pitch is truly a game changer for nonprofits. I know this firsthand. Last year, my organization, Alokit, gained incredible support and visibility after this event. It was exactly the boost we needed. And tonight, we hope all 10 of these amazing organizations receive the love and backing they deserve. Priya, how did Fast Pitch impact you?
Fast Pitch last year was a launchpad for me as a relatively new nonprofit leader. Anahat was fortunate to win the bronze prize last year, and the visibility we got after the event was at a national scale. The coaching we received was really valuable in helping us sharpen our organization pitch for a wide audience, much like today. We gained a lifelong skill that continues to help us pitch effectively to various kinds of donors. The takeaway from Fast Pitch was so much more than just fundraising.
Absolutely agree with you, Priya. All right, my dear viewers, it's time now to hear from the phenomenal 10 finalists who, as Manisha mentioned, were selected from 260 applications this year. These visionary NGOs are doing some remarkable work to make India a better place. Do give them all your attention, energy, and support. Let's start with the first nonprofit of this evening. They say, give a person a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach them how to fish and you feed them for a lifetime. Our first speaker today lives by this belief. Pratik Kundu, an engineer and MBA graduate from SPGen, transitioned to the development sector after over 2 decades of experience in leadership roles in the corporate sector. He is the founder of Nivjeevan Foundation and is helping people in rural and tribal communities build micro enterprises and become financially independent. By providing livelihood skills and opportunities, Nivjeevan is empowering people to create a better future without having to leave their villages in search for work. Let's welcome our first speaker, Pratik Kundu, to tell us more about his incredible journey.
Namaste from all of us at Nivjeevan Foundation. It was March 2020 and the pandemic had just broken out and a nationwide lockdown was declared. While we were all in the safety of our homes trying to figure out what exactly is happening around us, there was one group of people who were on the streets, the migrant workers in distress. Overcrowded buses, trucks, auto rickshaws, these were the images which were played across the media and they are still imprinted in my mind. That's when I thought that something must be done for this group of people in their villages so that they do not have to migrate to the cities in the first place. Meet Vaishali Tai from the Kosbad village in the Palghar district of Maharashtra. She makes yummy chiku pickles with a very special recipe using jaggery and lime. However, she did not have the wherewithal to convert her unique talent into a business proposition. She, along with a large number of people in the Palghar district, are forced to migrate to the nearby cities like Surat, Silvassa, Daman for almost 8 months in a year due to lack of employment opportunities in their villages. The working conditions are tough as they are involved in labor-intensive work like brick making, construction, etc. And so are the living conditions as compared to the idyllic rural homes. More importantly, they leave their children behind, which means that they have to grow without the nurturing care of the parents for almost 8 months in a year. Here is a numbing statistic. In India, almost 30 people are forced to migrate to the cities every minute. The chances are that as I finish my presentation today, close to 150 people would have packed their bags and are traveling to the cities in search of a job. One powerful solution is to create employment opportunities in the village itself so that they do not have to migrate. That's what Nivjivan Foundation is trying to do. Create alternate sources of income for them so that they don't have to migrate. Today, we teach multiple vocations, 8 of which are very popular. They cater to the local demand and are also profitable. To support women like Vaishali Tai, we have developed a 5-pronged approach to help them start a micro business in their village. It starts with a technical training on vocation of choice. It's followed by a 30-day module on entrepreneurship skills. We then facilitate project funding through CSR initiatives, government schemes and programs, and Mudra loans. We then help them set up the shop floor. And then comes the most important step, which is market linkage. We help them support and connect them with customers through online and physical distribution channels. The model is completely scalable and replicable anywhere in the country. You already met Vaishali Tai. Let me introduce you to Dipali Tai, Ranjana Tai, and Sheetal Tai. One thing that is common for all of them is that they aspire for a pakka house of their own and they want their children to be educated and lead a healthy life. To fulfill their aspirations, we have helped them start the micro business related to chiku processing, patravali, vermicompost, and masalas. We are helping them connect with customers through online platforms like Neev Store, Amazon Saheli, ONDC, and other physical distribution channels. They generate sales close to 3 lakh rupees per annum. With the additional income, Vaishali Tai is supporting her son as he studies at a local ITI, and she is also contributing to the family's kitty as they build a pakka house. Till date, we have 90 micro businesses which employ 900 women, including Vaishali Tai. They are also generating employment opportunities for other women in their village. Can you imagine 10 million Lakpati micro business owners in villages across India? Our vision is a small step in that direction. Over the next 5 years, we plan to reach out to 25,000 beneficiaries and create 1,500 micro businesses in India. We work with government agencies and corporates who support us in capacity building and project funding. We call them our growth partners. You too can become our growth partner by supporting us in this journey. We plan to start 100 micro businesses this financial year, and our budget is 1.75 crores. We have funds available for 45 projects, and we need 85 lakhs, which roughly covers 55 projects. You can choose to adopt any number of projects that you want, and they would be dedicated to you and your organization. You can visit them at any point in time and see the impact of your contribution. The progress of our country lies in the development of its villages and the rural economy. That's what Mahatma Gandhi had once said. We invite you to be part of our journey to strengthen the rural economy and the long-term development of our country. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Pratik, for the wonderful work you are doing. It's inspiring to see the positive impact you're creating by unleashing the entrepreneurial spirit of rural India. May you create millions of micro-entrepreneurs in years to come. The next nonprofit is Sunrise Learning Foundation, which is dedicated to changing the lives of those who are often marginalized, even though they live amongst us. These are children and young adults with autism. Sunrise Learning Foundation focuses on early diagnosis and intervention, which are crucial for improving outcomes and quality of life for children with autism. Let's hear their inspiring story from Charu Singh on how they are unlocking the amazing potential of autistic individuals in India, from early childhood all the way to adulthood.
Sunrise Learning, the story of a mother who refused to give up. This is Sonali, our founder, my childhood friend. Sonali, a gold medalist doctor at AIIMS New Delhi, had a brilliant career ahead of her. But her life took a 360-degree turn. Her son Purab was diagnosed with autism, a neurodevelopment disorder. A specialist herself, but nothing could have prepared this mother for what came next. Not one or two, 17 mainstream schools in Delhi refused to enroll Purab. Like Purab, there are 20 million autistic people in India, the millions who become invisible to our education structure. 1 out of 50 children has autism. Yes, and this affects 40 million parents. Then what makes autism so difficult to spot and hence to support? That's because unlike a physical disability, it may not be visible on the outside. And the spectrum affects every child differently. Autistic people find it very difficult to communicate. They get isolated. They are hypersensitive to triggers of loud sounds, harsh lights. This dysregulation causes meltdowns, uncontrollable crying, and aggression. Aruhi could not respond to her parents for 6 years. Saksham was hyperactive, overwhelmed by triggers, and Purab could not sleep, not for 1 or 2 days, for 7 years. Can you imagine the chaos in these homes? Where challenges worsen, you also find violence, abuse, divorces, suicides. But there is a solution that comes from the amazing potential of the autistic mind, a potential that's the hidden iceberg that drove Sonali to set up Sunrise Learning, which today is a replicable model for the millions with autism. What is unique about this ecosystem is that it gives life cycle support. In the mainstream, what takes 4 different institutions to teach a child, Sunrise Learning does all that under one roof. We take a child from diagnosis to school programs to now livelihoods because any fragmented solution was leaving gaps where the child would slip out and regress. The curriculum is individualized for every learner, whether 3 or 30-year-old. They learn academics, computers, sports, life skills, and get the much-needed therapy support. What started 10 years ago with 2 students has today taught 500 students at the school, more than 3,000 children and parents virtually, and impacted a community of 10,000, earning international accolades and the support of more than 25 organizations. And yes, miracles have happened. Aruhi today is a brilliant artist, a budding robotics enthusiast. Saksham has scored 98% in grade 10 and is a published author. And Purab, Sonali's son, is a district-level roller skater. The very children who were ridiculed as crazy and abnormal are walking back into the mainstream. This could just be the beginning. Press forward and see this for 20 million. But how did this even happen? This, my friends, is the hidden iceberg of potential. Autistic people have some unique traits that makes them excel at tasks. They are hyper-focused, are a powerhouse of creativity. They chase perfection. Yes, these are the abilities that makes these icons super achievers. And these are the abilities that makes our young adults learn skills that takes them to livelihoods, finally giving them the dignity they deserve. Yes, from the everyday of hospitality and retail to the wonders of science and technology. Our dream is to have a livelihood center at Sunrise Learning. When replicated, this model will change the narrative for autism from despair to aspirations. Join us. Contribute 30 lakhs to set up this livelihood center and 60 lakhs for occupational costs. With trainings and internships to give hands-on experience in workplace situations, within 5 years, this center can turn 500 trainees into professionals. Join us. Your support today will tell our children that tomorrow will bring a new sunrise.
Thank you, Charu, for your incredible work in transforming the lives of the autistic children. I sincerely hope, with the love and support of our viewers, you're able to set up the Livelihood Center this year. Our next nonprofit tackles a heartbreaking reality we have all witnessed. Children begging at traffic signals, their futures hanging in uncertainty. Most of us either give them spare change or look away, unsure how to help. But Varun chose a different path. Over the past decade, through his nonprofit Upay, he has been transforming the lives of street children by bringing education directly to them, right where they are. His mission? To ensure that every child, no matter where they are born, gets the opportunity to dream, learn, and build a future. Let's give a huge round of applause as we hear from Varun Srivastava about the incredible work Upay is doing across India.
Hello everyone, this is Varun. I'm the founder of Upay, which works for the empowerment of street children. Friends, ये मासूम चेहरे हर रोज किसी न किसी सिग्नल और फुटपाथ पर हमारी कारों पर दस्तक देते हैं. Yet, they remain unheard and so easily overlooked that we roll up our car window and drive away. I used to do the same. Until one day, a young boy caught my attention. He was barely able to walk. उसके पैर बुरी तरह जले हुए थे. And the most tragic part was, it was done by his own mother. Because उसने भीख मांगने से मना कर दिया था. That day, I felt so helpless that I could only offer him empathy. But the very next day, I came back to that boy, this time with a slate in my hand, a small but powerful tool of change. That boy was Rakesh, my first footpath student. Though Rakesh is no more with us today, but his determination to change inspired us to work for street children. Friends, this is not just Rakesh. This is the brute reality of 20 million street children in India. When they have to be in classroom, they are forced to earn by their own family. Education, which is their fundamental right, yet a distant dream for them, because their parents never send them to school. So we thought कि अगर फुटपाथ के बच्चे स्कूल नहीं जा सकते, so what? स्कूल तो फुटपाथ पर आ सकता है. And that is how the beautiful journey of Footpath Shala started. Footpath Shala is an open school which operates on 3 core pillars: engage, educate, and empower. The engagement phase is the most difficult phase because here we have to convince their parents to send their children to our center. Once that is achieved, we educate the children with our activity-based curriculum. We provide them health and nutrition support to develop them holistically. After their foundation learning, we empower them with vocational training to make them self-reliant for future. Friends, these children are extremely talented. What they lack is a right opportunity and a right mentor. And no one can understand this better than me. I was born in a farmer family. I was pursuing ITI to become an electrician when life gave me an opportunity. And with the help of some good mentors, I got into IIT Kharagpur. My journey from ITI to IIT inspired me to give back to the society. With that, in May 2010, we founded Upay with just few children and 3 volunteers. But after 15 years, we have now pan-India footprints operating at 46 centers across 10 cities and impacted more than 12,000 children. But what makes Upay an unique initiative is its community-driven model, supported by 7,000 volunteers. We are not just teaching our children, we are empowering them to become the agent of change. Seetal, our first footpath graduate, is a leading volunteer at one of these centers. 80% of our centers are being run by students turned volunteers like Seetal. And that is what makes Upay a sustainable and scalable model. With these kind of persistent efforts, many success stories came out of Upay. Tanya, graduated from IIIT Allahabad, is working with an MNC. Sanjeevani is a black belt in Taekwondo and a national gold medalist. Half of our children could achieve grade 5 equivalent learning level. And this is a huge achievement for those who have never been to formal schooling. This young boy, Sekhar, he used to hide by seeing our volunteers. But now he has replaced his superhuman tattoos with alphabets. These young minds, they have rewritten their future with their sheer hard work and determination and became the symbol of change. Yes, still, many Sekhars and Seetals are waiting for their chance. With your help, we want to give them that chance. We want to empower 2,000 more children by opening 40 such foot Pathshala centers in next 2 years. To support those centers, we need 1.5 crore. Only 7,500 rupees are required to empower a street child for a year. I urge to all of you, please open your heart and support their dream. Friends, earlier, I used to carry coins of change in my pocket to help these children. But now I carry hope of change. With your support, we will ignite that hope in these children. I want to thank all my partners who have supported us. I welcome you all to partner with us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Varun, for sharing your journey with us. We hope you can open up hundreds of food pathshalas in the years to come and change the lives of the children from India's streets. Sports naturally teach us invaluable life lessons. But what if we could harness them with purpose? Our next organization does just that, using the dynamic sport of ultimate frisbee to instill essential life skills. From championing gender equity to fostering emotional resilience, their impact goes far beyond the game. It is my pleasure to introduce the co-founder of the One All Trust. Please join me in welcoming Varsha Kumar.
Good evening. I'm Varsha, an engineer with a master's in photojournalism. And for years, I told other people's stories. Until one year, while documenting India's first official Ultimate Frisbee team on their journey to World Championships in London, my life changed. I witnessed something extraordinary. Players from 8 states, speaking 9 languages, from vastly different socio-cultural backgrounds, all united by a single purpose. They truly embodied what Rudyard Kipling wrote. The strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. That year, I realized that Ultimate Frisbee isn't just a sport using a plastic toy from our childhood. It's a microcosm of life. It builds community. This discovery led to the creation of One All. We use Ultimate Frisbee as a tool for life skills education. And our 3-year curriculum breaks down gender barriers, builds conflict resolution skills and empathy, turning play into a truly powerful experience. But more about that later. I want to tell you Ammu's story now. Ammu was 14 when we met. She's from the Panya Adivasi tribe in Tamil Nadu, a community deeply rooted in oppression and hardship. But Ammu's love for sport was her escape. Starting as a bright, shy young girl on her village football team, she joined our Ultimate Frisbee program. And being a natural athlete, she defied all odds and reached the final round of selections for the Indian Women's Ultimate Frisbee team, the first girl from her village to go all the way to Delhi. But at 16, Ammu got pregnant. And her partner, just a year older than her, unable to cope with the weight of fatherhood and alcohol dependency, left her. Such young lives, caught in a vicious cycle of poverty, far, far bigger than them, forced to navigate a world that has already failed them. So, how is all this connected to a plastic disc? It's our program, designed for adolescents in government schools and other institutions, integrating social, ethical, and emotional learning with sport through a 3-year curriculum. Every week, the group meets for 2 sessions of 1 hour each, and each session consists of a playtime and a short reflection and debrief. Ultimate Frisbee is unique because there are no referees and boys and girls play together on the same team. This naturally fosters equal participation and breaks down barriers. But the real magic happens in the post-play circles. Here, we ask simple questions that nudge the participants to reflect and open up. We don't tell them what's right or wrong. We encourage them to reflect on how their actions impact others, reminding them that if they feel hurt by an action, then someone else feels the same way too. Over time, they move through 35 evolving modules, covering gender equity, communication, and emotional resilience. Lessons aren't just taught, they are lived. To ensure that this is sustainable, we also run facilitator training programs for partners through which we have covered 7 states: Karnataka, Meghalaya, Assam, Orissa, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, and Kashmir. To train coaches, we run fellowship programs through which many participants return as trained coaches. Till now, we have reached 4,300 adolescents, creating safe spaces. At one of our centers in Chennai, 1 in 2 of our boys brought their sisters to sessions, challenging gender norms in their own homes. When puberty forced many girls to drop out, more than 80% returned after our home visits, proving that social practices can change. And 7 in 10 of our female fellows in Gudlur are actively leading change in their own villages, stepping into roles that seemed impossible before. Remember Ammu? She joined our Adivasi Fellowship program in 2022 and in just 2 months began making eye contact while speaking. And now she goes all the way to the police station to get permission for tournaments. Ammu's journey shows how a young woman can rewrite her own story when given the right tools. We're ready to scale this proven model across India, and we need to raise 1 crore to impact 600 children across 25 villages. It takes only 25 lakhs to empower adolescents in 5 villages. And to make this sustainable, we need to train 2 coaches per village, which costs 10 lakhs a year. You can sponsor a tournament for just 65,000. And to empower 1 at-risk adolescent, a mere 17,000 a year. Join us in creating a future where every child, regardless of gender, language, or background, can have the chance to learn, grow, and lead. Thank you.
It is truly inspiring to see the extensive impact that mixed gender sports like Ultimate Frisbee can have on young lives. Thank you, Varsha, for your dedication and for sharing the incredible work of One All Trust with us today. Our next speaker, Kaivalya, has been working tirelessly to transform lives in his village in Ratnagiri, Maharashtra. Through an excellent educational institution that also focuses on vocational training, he ensures that children get the real-world learning experience that they deserve. But his work goes beyond the classroom. He also builds a supportive environment where young minds can thrive and families can dream of a better future. His commitment towards holistic education is creating lasting change. Please join me in welcoming Kaivalya Dandekar from Lok Sadhana as he shares his inspiring journey with us.
Hello, I am Kaivalya, and I have a quiz question for you. Do you know what is common to these famous Indians, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Dr. P.V. Kane, and Maharshi Dondo Keshav Karve? Some of you might have correctly guessed that all of them are Bharat Ratnas, the highest civilian honor. But do you know that all of them hail from the same region of India? It's Ratnagiri district in Konkan region of Maharashtra. In this region is a small village called Chikhalgaon, the birthplace of Lokmanya Tilak. Our Chikhalgaon faces migration, unemployment, and lack of opportunities, causing a deep social imbalance. But today, I want to share how Lok Sadhana transformed Chikhalgaon into a center of excellence for rural education. Like every great change, it started with a small step. 40 years ago, my parents, Dr. Raja Dandekar and Renu Dandekar, made an unusual decision. My father, who had fought through hardships to become a doctor, and my mother, who had a secured job, left their comfortable lives, not for a better salary, but for a dream. In 1982, with just 6 students and a cowshed, they started a school in Chikhalgaon. They believed that education wasn't about learning, it was about transforming communities. Then something extraordinary happened. An illiterate woman from the village donated her land. She had never been to school, but she wanted a better life for her grandchildren. Today, that land holds Lok Sadhana, the center of excellence for rural education in India. Lok Sadhana is built on 3 pillars. Holistic education program constantly focusing on teaching methodologies. Integrated skill development program tailored for rural communities, and safe and comfortable living for boys and girls. From 6 students, today we educate 250 plus underprivileged students every year. Students like Arya, a 12-year-old with 150 book reading record, published author and manager of her class library. To ensure that these students get the best education, we keep experimenting with the teaching methodology. My mother, Professor Renu Dandekar herself, has written 49 books documenting 800 plus educational experiments that have been tried in Lok Sadhana. But just education isn't enough. We need to empower these kids with skills. For the past 28 years, students from 5th to 10th grade learn 150 business-ready skills in 4 areas: engineering, electronics and environment, home and health, and agriculture. Our students undergo a rigorous curriculum affiliated with State Board and NIOS. We have replicated this skilling model in 3 other schools in the district, directly impacting 1,300 students every year. Our students are innovators. They have made some working prototypes, some of which have also won awards. But education is not possible without support and security. Our Shivanirmal Boys Hostel and Lilavati Girls Hostel provide safe and nurturing home to 102 children. We provide 66,000 meals a year to ensure that these kids grow up with dignity and dreams. The Lok Sadhana team consists of myself, my wife Dhanashri, and 30 passionate change makers. It is more than a mission to us. It is personal. My son also goes to Lok Sadhana school. He is growing up in the same environment of learning and self-reliance which we look for and wish for every rural child. In 40 years, we have built a strong community of 3,000 plus alumni, out of which 140 of them have started their own businesses, generating employment for 1,200 rural youth. We have implemented 80 plus developmental projects across all focus areas, transformed 56 villages, impacting 60,000 population. But impact isn't just numbers, it's people. Dinesh came to Lok Sadhana school in 8th standard, just after losing his father. With the vocational skills he learned, he started a chikki making business. Then he expanded it to a fabrication workshop employing 20 youth. Then he started the first ever powder coating plant in the district. He then became the Sarpanch of our village. And today, Dinesh is the trustee of Lok Sadhana. This is the power of opportunity. This is why Lok Sadhana exists. Why we are trying to raise 2.3 CR for the next 3 years. Lok Sadhana's operation are able to run because of multiple supporters. To support our students, we need 33 lakh rupees annually to renovate our school and hostel buildings. We need 43.20 lakh rupees annually to provide meals to the students, to manage their educational expenses, to manage their uniform and other overall well-being, and also to run the skill training centers. So it translates to around 20,000 rupees per student annually. Let us come together to build an ecosystem where every rural child will have the same opportunities as an urban child. Let us create many more Bharat Ratnas and change makers to make positive impact in Chikhalgaon and beyond. Thank you.
What truly stands out in Kaivalya's work is the ability to deeply involve the community in supporting and uplifting Lok Sadhana's cause. Thank you, Kaivalya, for your remarkable dedication to building a promising future for children in Maharashtra. Let me now hand this evening back to Manisha.
We hope you're having a wonderful evening listening to these phenomenal social leaders. These causes are so varied, and your support will enable making a difference to so many lives that these NGOs work with. Thank you to all of you who have been donating into the individual fundraisers of the 5 NGOs who have presented so far. For the rest of us, don't forget to look at the pinned message in the live chat. It's a donation link that lets you contribute to the NGOs presenting at the event today. I now invite the formidable duo Ravi Venkateshan, founder of SVP India, and Govind Iyer, currently the chairperson for SVP India, to share their views on philanthropy, SVP, and fast pitch. Hi, Ravi. Hi, Govind. Ravi, the first question to you, right? What led you to start SVP in India?
So I would say it was about 2012, and I was between gigs, professional gigs. I just finished up a very intense period as the CEO of Microsoft India. And for the first time, probably in my whole career, I had about a year to actually slow down, read, think about things. And what I saw about our country bothered me a lot. You could say it's true of many other countries, but what bothered me then, what still bothers me today, is so many developmental challenges. You could, even back then, 15 years ago, see India one pulling ahead, but the rest of India still lagging behind, extreme inequality. And worst of all, very great apathy. So the affluent were not particularly concerned. Politicians got concerned only before the election. And so I said, look, I wish I could do something about it. And as I talked to other friends of similar professional backgrounds, entrepreneurial backgrounds, I could sense a keen desire on many people to make a difference, both in their local communities, in a city like Bangalore, on the national stage, etc. But none of us really knew how to go about it. And that's when my friend Will Poole, who was visiting me from Seattle, said, hey, why don't you take a look at this organization, Social Venture Partners? And it's something that had been started in about 1999 in Seattle. We don't know whether this is going to succeed even in Bangalore, but we had an ambition that one day maybe it would catch fire and spread to other cities. We had no idea at that time that it would have blossomed into what it is today, with about 700 partners.
Over 750.
Over 750 partners across 8 cities, mobilizing 150 crores and giving countless hours of expertise and time. We just couldn't have imagined it blossoming into what it has become.
And thank you again. Question for you, Govind, right? The audience here would love to know, I'm sure, what is the origin of Fast Pitch? How did you really think up of this whole concept?
Oh, thanks, Manisha. I think I'm going to build on Ravi's point that, engage philanthropy has multiple ways. You can engage at the grassroots with our fantastic not-for-profits that do amazing work. You can engage with ecosystem players. You can engage in advocacy. But one of the things I realized in our SVP partner group is we had a lot of experience, we had a lot of wisdom, we had a lot of opportunities for people to share what they could do with not-for-profits in a structured manner.
Right.
I happened to hear about Fast Pitch, which is not an India concept, it's a US concept, started by SVP about 14 years ago.
I see.
And I heard about it and I said, let me evaluate it. I attended 2 Fast Pitch events and I really loved the concept of partners learning with the not-for-profits to help the not-for-profit grow in the way they communicate their story.
Right.
So Fast Pitch is really for our not-for-profits to say, how can I in 300 seconds get my story out there in the most succinct manner, but in the most meaningful and impactful manner.
Right.
It also led me to believe that our partners would see the impact of their work directly and in a short span of time.
Right.
So that's what led me to say, let me test market fast pitch. A little bit like Ravi mentioned about the first 20 partners in Bangalore. The first fast pitch that we did, I had lofty goals, but I very apprehensive what the outcome would be. I wasn't sure whether people out there would just hear a not-for-profit and give them money. I wasn't sure whether the not-for-profits would invest the time in this. But I would say the first not-for-profit, first SVP fast pitch was a mega success because it created huge momentum within SVP, and it delivered about 27% of the budgets of the NGOs in that one evening. Now just think about that. They invested probably 30, 40 hours preparing for fast pitch, which will stay with them for life. But in that 5 minutes, they got 27% of their budget covered. And this was from philanthropists all over the country, all over the world, who just looked at fast pitch and said, if partners have worked with them, good individuals have worked with them, if they're fully vetted, if we know that they're really genuine in what they're doing, why don't we contribute? And that's what led me to start the fast pitch movement.
No, and it's been a phenomenal success, no doubt about it. I think right now we have some amazing processes that have really brought it down to a fine art in terms of, the storytelling coaches that we have and all of the other business coaches that we have that work with the, nonprofits. So thank you so much for doing that. And Ravi, again to you, right? You have been part of the fast pitch events for the last 3 years. And I know that your wife, Sonali, has also now in the last fast pitch contributed as a coach. So what really has been your experience personally in this?
See, I love what Govind has been able to do with, Govind and colleagues have been able to do with Fast Pitch. It's really the Shark Tank for our sector.
Yes.
And
Dolphin Tank.
Dolphin Tank, okay, Dolphin Tank, kind, gentle. And it's very easy in today to be concerned and discouraged about what's going on in the world, okay? And whether we have any chance of, and then you go meet these organizations and you hear their spirit, you hear about their work, and you come away excited and hopeful. So I go there for my dose of a drip feed of optimism and hope.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ravi. Govind, question to you, right? People are, becoming more aware in terms of wanting a very meaningful philanthropic sort of journey, right? And having seen philanthropy closely, how do you think SVP is different from other platforms?
So I think the first thing I would say is that in Ravi's case and in my case, both of us joined SVP together, we were taking baby steps. Today, people look at me and say, yeah, you've done a lot. But that day when I joined SVP, I had done nothing. And for me, it was a journey of discovery. So the first thing I would call out is SVP is a fabulous place for obviously people already vested in philanthropy, but a lot more for people who want to go through what I call the kindergarten of philanthropy. Come in here, you'll understand what philanthropy means, what engaged philanthropy means. You'll work with people like 750 others. You'll get to understand how they've gone through their journey, and you will enrich yourself.
Thank you so much for that. And, they say when you throw a stone in a body of water, you cannot predict how far the ripples will travel, right? In this case, how do you think this evening that we are having today will impact the audience, the NGOs that are present, that have presented, and the society at large? How far do you think these ripples will travel?
So, I'm hoping that thousands of you out there have seen the stories of the not-for-profits, some of them still to follow, and you'll be inspired by the work they do. Because let me be very, very clear from my perspective. I don't do that work, and I'm inspired by them doing the work. I'm maybe a donor, I may be a contributor, but it's actually those people on the ground that need to be given the accolades for what they do. So all of you can do one or two small things, which is support any not-for-profit anywhere in the world in your ecosystem by giving them your time and your money. And in today's evening, if you feel motivated to contribute to the 10 NGOs that have come in today and help them with their aspirations, it'll mean a lot to them, it'll mean a lot to me. You could say it's a pebble, it's an ocean, but every drop in the ocean matters.
Thank you, Govind. And that brings me with the final question to you, Ravi, right? How big do you want the fast pitch to be in 2025? And what role can the audience that is present with us today, what role can they play in this?
Look, an enormous amount of work has gone into this fast pitch to identify these organizations, prep them to tell their stories. And I'm confident that they're going to be moving both heads and hearts. At least I have a hope that we'll be able to raise 11, 12 crores today. And we also want many of you to get involved. So it's not just the quantum of money you give, it's getting more people engaged, involved. So it'd be nice if we got 1,000 people today who are tuning in to make some contribution. We'd also love for many of you to join SVP and see what it feels like and begin your own journeys if you haven't yet started on it. So yeah, fingers crossed, and looking forward hugely to listening to the pitches.
Thanks a million, Ravi and Govind, for all of the relentless, boundless energy that you bring into this, the fast pitch to SVP and to the mission of SVP. Let's continue hearing the stories of the remaining NGOs. I'm going to hand this evening over to Priya.
So let's get started again. It's time to hear from the next 5 wonderful finalists working to solve some of our country's most pressing social problems. Did you know that 70% of India's music industry is folk music? Many folk musicians are unknown, even though they are the ones preserving our culture and heritage by keeping folk music alive. Anhad Foundation helps folk musicians gain visibility, turning their livelihoods into a sustainable stream of income. Please join me in welcoming Vaishnavi Joshi to share Anhad Foundation's truly unique story.
Hi, I am Vaishnavi from Anhad Foundation. How many of you would like to attend a concert by Arjit Singh? What about Dapu Khan? Okay, Coldplay. Or Reena Das? You see, all these musicians on the left are the popular musicians. However, on the right, you see these are the real heritage keepers of our country. And this is the problem. The folk artists are leaving our intangible cultural heritage behind due to lack of sustainable livelihoods. And this is where Anhad comes into the picture. Meet Dapu Khan. He comes from a remote village of Badmer in Rajasthan. He traveled to Jaisalmer every single day, that is 3 hours away from his village, just to keep his promise to a bureaucrat. जो कोई भी इस किले में आएगा, उनका स्वागत हमारे संगीत से होगा. But he still relied on tips and struggled to make the ends meet. We found Dapuji through few videos. These videos did not have his number, name, or any address. But what we saw was he was seen sitting at the exact same spot in all of them. Team Anhad left for Jaisalmer and found him right there. Initially, Dapuji was unwilling to record himself. He said, "बहुत आते हैं आपके जैसे, पर वापस कोई नहीं आता." We, however, managed to convince him and record his video on his own terms, in his own village. This was also when Dapuji heard his voice for the first time. Isn't it magical? Now, the video went viral. We then helped him build his websites, print business cards, and understand music contracts. Through all of this support, the same Dapuji who was once seen sitting at the exact same spot in Jaisalmer, here is he featured on MTV Sound Tripping. He has performed all over the world, including the White House in the USA. He has found good opportunities in Indian cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and gained respect and recognition within his community. Dapuji's story is just one example of how digital identity and exposure to recording technology can make a difference for both listeners and the artists. You know, when we started off in 2017, we had a small studio set up in Delhi. We decided we will bring artists and record them for free. But the logistics were cumbersome and the artist was just not comfortable. However, we decided, अगर कलाकार स्टूडियो में नहीं आ सकता, तो स्टूडियो कलाकारों के पास क्यों नहीं जा सकता? And that, here, meet our small yet big innovation, the Backpack Studio, co-designed by Gail Heading, a multi-time Grammy Award-winning engineer. This mobile recording technology is extremely easy to carry, operates without electricity or laptops, does not need soundproofing, and provides output as the best studio in the country. It also ensures that the artist's background becomes the part of the music and enables recording at the most remote locations. We have recorded in the middle of a river, on a boat, and also at as noisy places as railway station. You know, there are many artists hidden in the lengths and breadths of our country, and this little innovation has helped us unearth many of them, just like Amar Jalal. Amar Jalal belongs to a very poor family in Punjab. We found him singing with his friends at a university event in Punjab. We recorded him with Backpack Studio and taught him songwriting. The famous band Farid Kot mentored him, and this led to the creation of the song Jedha Nasha. Here's things get interesting. The song went crazy viral, caught the eyes of T-Series, and backed the artist a royalty deal as well as a re-recording deal for a Bollywood film, Action Hero. Today, Anhad is the biggest archive of folk music in India. We have empowered 7,500 plus musicians across 15 states in India, documenting 250 plus forms and 1,100 videos. We have gained 71.5 million digital content views and released India's first folk docu-web series called Equals. We have done it with just a team of 4. We are music production experts and artists who are crazy individuals passionate to give global recognition and stage to folk musicians. We are proud to be supported by major corporates, philanthropists, and institutions, including UNESCO very recently. In the next 1 year, we are aiming to raise rupees 3 crore because our aim is to empower 1 million folk communities by 2030. We need your support to expand our presence across India by deploying 1 additional Backpack Studio, support 150 group folk documentations in 3 formats, audio, video, and lyrical translations, and continue with our Anhad Fellowship Program, where we train passionate individuals to bring change in this society. Join us in conservation, preservation, and evolution of folk music by empowering the folk musicians while preserving our cultural identity. Thank you.
That was really inspiring. The Backpack Studio could be a real game changer in the way music is recorded and distributed in India. Do show your support for Anhad's fantastic work. Moving on to the next nonprofit. Biome Environmental Trust's work over the years has truly tackled complex issues like resource management and allocation, wastewater reuse, rejuvenating water bodies, and sanitation. Today, to present Biome's path-breaking work, please join me in welcoming their co-founder, Avinash Krishnamurthy.
Hi, I'm Avinash. One of my fondest memories of growing up in Bangalore in the 1980s is the time I spent at Varturkere, a beautiful lake on the outskirts of the city. But today, Varturkere is in the news for all the wrong reasons. It's now infamous for its toxic foam. Why? 2/3 of Bangalore's untreated sewage flows into its lakes. But foaming lakes is not Bangalore's only water problem. In 2022, parts of Bangalore were submerged in floods, while in 2023, Bangalore had a severe drought leading to water scarcity. Why is this happening? India is urbanizing at breakneck speed, and all the construction is destroying the local water resources. But urban governments are struggling to manage water resources at every stage of the water cycle. 50% of urban India's water comes from groundwater, yet we don't manage this resource at all. Then, after we use the water in the city, it flows out as wastewater and pollutes our lakes and rivers that we depend upon. 72 billion liters of wastewater is generated by urban India, but only 28% of it is really treated. The rain that falls in the city simply mixes with this wastewater and floods up our roads, and it foams up our lakes. Instead, it should be replenishing our groundwater resources. Climate change is only making things more urgent and more complex. In 2009, Vishwanath, Chitra, and I created Biome Environmental Trust to try and find systemic solutions to these urban problems. We work as a practice to policy bridge, working at the intersection of advocacy, research, and implementation. We work with city governments and citizens alike to try and transform the way in which cities manage water. We work with communities to implement rainwater harvesting, recharge groundwater, reuse wastewater, and protect lakes and wetlands. The livelihoods of well diggers, sanitation workers, plumbers, fishermen, the knowledge that they bring is the center of our work. One of our key initiatives is the Million Wells for Bengaluru campaign. If every household in Bangalore was able to capture its rainwater on the roof and redirect it into a recharge well, it would stop floods, but it would also recharge groundwater. Well diggers like Raghu Muniappa land up sharing their skills and expertise, and their livelihoods thrive. Biome collaborates with the government and with the media to drive the campaign while providing technical support to citizens and connecting them to well diggers. In Devanahalli, a town which is very close to Bangalore's international airport, people relied entirely on groundwater and suffered from chronic water scarcity. The town authorities were able to supply water only once in 10 to 15 days during summertime. What's the solution? Treated wastewater from Bangalore was transferred into a dried up lake in Devanahalli called Sihanir Kere, and this lifted water tables up. We worked with the town authorities to revive open wells, install a water treatment plant, and now these open wells are a source of water for 15% of Devanahalli, and it's a completely drought-proof source of water. We also work with schools and hostels to try and solve their water problems. We work with schools to try and identify solutions to water problems like rainwater harvesting and grey water reuse. And when children become a part of this solution design process, they take these ideas forward not only in schools, but take it home and become better water stewards for the future. Our work has had a lasting impact. We've been able to shape Bangalore's rainwater harvesting law. We've been able to influence Karnataka's wastewater reuse policy, and we've been able to introduce a project in the central government's Amrit scheme, which helps cities manage shallow groundwater, and this scheme is now scaling up to 75 cities pan-India. Our work has resulted in around 10,000 wells, having a recharge capacity enough for 30,000 people's water demand per year. We've already transformed 200 million liters of wastewater from into town water supply. We've worked with around 70 schools covering 17,000 students. In our journey so far, we've had many diverse supporters, ITC, Rainmatter Foundation, and Wipro Foundation being among the longer-term ones. The Karnataka government has awarded us an opportunity to scale up our work into 3 districts. And we want to take our schools' work into these districts too. But we can't do this alone. We want you to become a part of our journey. We want to be able to revive around 10 large wells covering 1,500 households in the coming year, and we need around 30 lakhs for that. We want to work with around 10 schools covering 1,500 children, and we need 55 lakhs for that. Together, if we work now, we can create an urban India with clean wells and clean lakes where our children can create their memories, just like I created my memories in Varturkere. Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash. Biome's bottom-up approach of involving the community in designing solutions is truly unique. We hope that this exposure through Fast Pitch helps you reach many more cities and towns in India. Now let's turn our attention to a far corner of our country, beautiful Darjeeling, known for its breathtaking landscapes. Sadly, career opportunities for young people in these mountain communities remain limited. Mashkura Faridi's NGO, Eastern Himalayan Foundation, is determined to change that narrative through the youth programs that they conduct in colleges. Please join me in welcoming Mashkura to share her inspiring journey.
Hello everyone, my name is Mashkura Faridi and I am the founder of Eastern Himalayan Foundation. What comes to your mind when I say Darjeeling? Snow-capped majestic Himalayas, acres of lush tea gardens, a hot cup of Darjeeling tea on a cold wintry morning, and the occasional Bollywood cameo? But let me introduce you to a different Darjeeling today. One that has suffered decades of political strife, leading to gross underinvestment. At the receiving end of this governance gap are our young people who are still struggling for jobs and purpose. Colleges in the region offer very little placement support or career guidance, Careers themselves are limited to sectors like defense, teaching, and the hospitality industry. Young people are doing odd jobs to support their families financially while they are studying. And most of them don't have role models, either professionally in other sectors or even personally. And all this has kept our youth trapped in drugs, alcoholism, and mental health issues. I know this struggle intimately because I belong to Darjeeling. My mother started a primary school in a very remote village way back in 1973. But even in spite of my parents' focus on education, I had very little idea of what to do postgraduate. Introduced me into the development sector, and I had the privilege of working with esteemed organizations across Delhi and Bangalore. But my heart never left home. And I came back after 20 years to do the most important work of my life, which is to build Eastern Himalayan Foundation as a platform to empower local youth. Youth like Avinash, who wants to transform his village, notorious for drugs and alcohol. He's the son of laborers who worked very hard to give their children the best education that they could afford. But even in his final year, Avinash's career opportunities were limited to the hospitality or the unorganized sector. Meet Pooja. Her parents are tea garden laborers, and she wanted to transform schools. But her dreams were halted because of lack of basic information and finances. We work for students like Avinash and Pooja, first generation learners from the most underserved backgrounds, and we run 2 programs for them. The Trailblazer Fellowship Program is a 10-month leadership journey where undergraduates improve their skills at communication, critical thinking, collaboration by undertaking grassroots social impact projects. Projects like establishing learning centers in their own villages, or understanding contamination in local springs, or converting their entire campus into a zero-waste campus. Avinash did a project to use football as a medium to channel youth away from drugs and alcohol. And Pooja, she did workshops to remove the fear of science from school children. Fueled by the success of these projects and the visible growth that everyone saw in our fellows, colleges requested us to work with a larger number of young people, because of which last year we started another vertical called the Empower Ed program, the sole objective of which is to ensure improved access to higher education and diverse careers in colleges. So far, we've worked with 40 Trailblazer Fellows, who in turn have worked with 2,000 plus students. We've engaged with 6 out of 14 colleges, worked with 3,000 plus students to ensure 200 applications this year. And we've built a mentor network of 40 professionals who are supporting our youth pro bono. All this is being led by a dynamic team of young professionals from the region who, like me, came back to build a better future for the next generation. And today, we are here to request for your support to help us scale the Empower Ed program to all 14 colleges and an additional 10 high schools, so that we can send 300 of our students to universities and fellowships across the country, to model 2 Trailblazer campuses where we will run programs on life and career readiness for our students, and to build a Trailblazer base camp where students can come to train, innovate, learn from each other and the mentors, thereby reducing our training and acquisition costs over time. I'm happy to share that Pooja is now studying a master's in education program in Azim Premji University, and Avinash recently secured a master's in development program, and both with 100% scholarship. Join us to transform Darjeeling, so that the next time you come to visit, you will see not just the snow-capped mighty Himalayas or lush tea gardens, but you will also meet this empowered young generation that you helped create. Thank you.
Thank you, Mashkura, for your commitment to empowering young people to become change makers in their communities in the Northeast. How many of us truly enjoyed studying science in school? How many of us found it a difficult subject? Vinayak Mali, founder of Vidyoday Muktangan Parivar Foundation, recognized this dire challenge in rural government schools and set out to change it. After completing his education in Mumbai, he returned to his village in Kolhapur district with a mission to make science enjoyable for the next generation through hands-on experiential learning. Please join me in welcoming our second to last non-profit speaker today, Vinayak, to share Vidyoday's journey and impact.
नमस्ते, मैं विनायक। ये कहानी है हमारी दो दोस्तों की, मेरी और हनुमंत की। हम बहुत अच्छे दोस्त थे, लेकिन हनुमंत ने विज्ञान विषय में फेल होने की डर से खुदकुशी कर ली। तब मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा। मैंने माँ से कहा कि मैं आगे पढ़ाई नहीं करूंगा। तब माँ ने मुझे समझाया, हनुमंत जैसा कोई ना करे, इसलिए विनायक तुम्हें पढ़ना होगा, आगे जाना होगा। तब कई लोगों की मदद से मैंने मेरी पढ़ाई जारी रखी और मैं इंडिया के सबसे अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंस से मैंने मेरा हायर एजुकेशन पूरा किया। लेकिन जब बात नौकरी की आई तो मुझे लगा कि मुझे घर वापस जाना है। हनुमान जैसा कोई ना करे, इसलिए मुझे प्रयास करना है। तब हम कुछ दोस्तों ने मिलकर विद्योदय मुक्तांगन परिवार फाउंडेशन की शुरुआत की, जो गणित और विज्ञान विषय का डर मिटाने का काम कर रही है। हम जिन बच्चों के साथ काम करते हैं, वहाँ के 80% बच्चे आज भी डेली फार्म वर्कर फैमिली से बिलोंग करते हैं। हम जिन स्कूलों के साथ काम करते हैं, वहाँ के 157 से ज़्यादा स्कूलों में आज भी फंक्शनल लैब काम नहीं कर रही। हम जिन टीचरों के साथ काम करते हैं, वहाँ आज भी टीचर ट्रेडिशनल टीचिंग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। लैक ऑफ एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड और एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग न होने की वजह से बच्चों के मन में विज्ञान और गणित के प्रति डर पैदा होता है। और इसी डर को मिटाने के लिए हमने डॉक्टर APJ अब्दुल कलाम से प्रेरित होकर छोटे कलाम प्रोजेक्ट की शुरुआत की, जहाँ हम बच्चों को विज्ञान और गणित के उनके लाइफ में जोड़ते हैं। बच्चों को फन हैंड्स ऑन प्रोजेक्ट से बच्चों को पढ़ाया जाता है। बच्चों के कठिन समस्याओं को, कंसेप्ट को एक्टिविटी बेस, प्रोजेक्ट बेस और टॉय मेथड से पढ़ाने से बच्चों के मन में उसके प्रति क्यूरियोसिटी और उनके प्रति इनोवेशन बढ़ता है। हम सिर्फ बच्चों के साथ काम नहीं करते, हम उनके टीचरों को भी ट्रेन करते हैं, जहाँ टीचरों को अलग अलग प्रैक्टिसेस दिखाई जाती है। इनोवेटिव प्रैक्टिस से टीचर्स अपनी टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रैक्टिसेस बदल रहे हैं और बच्चों को हैप्पी और एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं। हम हर स्कूल में और हर क्लास में साइंस कॉर्नर और टिंकरिंग लैब सेट कर रहे हैं, जहां बच्चे और टीचर आके अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट्स बना रहे हैं। ईशान इसी स्कूल का एक बच्चा, जो उसके दोस्त उसे कहते थे कि इसको कुछ नहीं आता। उसके टीचर उसे कहते थे कि ईशान हमेशा क्लास में चुपचाप बैठा करता है। लेकिन जब विद्योदय का विज्ञान प्रोजेक्ट ईशान के क्लास में शुरू हुआ, तब इसी ईशान ने केवल 500 रुपए की मदद से ये फ्लड इंडिकेटर बनाया। और ये फ्लड इंडिकेटर उसने साइंस फेयर में रखा और वो इस प्रोजेक्ट में विनर रहा। विश्वजीत केवल 200 रुपए की जुगाड़ से विश्वजीत ने ये रोबो बनाया है। ईशान और विश्वजीत जैसे कई सारे बच्चे हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम से मिस आउट हो रहे हैं। विद्योदय उनको आगे बढ़ाने के लिए मदद कर रहा है। हम सिर्फ बच्चों के साथ नहीं काम करते, तो उनके टीचरों के साथ भी काम करते हैं। कागवाड़े मैम शुरू में चॉक एंड टॉक मेथड से पढ़ाती थी, लेकिन विद्योदय के विज्ञान शिक्षा संवाद में कागवाड़े मैडम ने जब पार्टिसिपेट किया, तब कागवाड़े मैडम ने अलग अलग तरीके सीखे और आज कागवाड़े मैम एक्सपीरियंशियल और एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड टीचिंग कर रही है। कागवाड़े मैम जैसे बहुत सारे टीचर्स हमारे प्रोग्राम से एम्पावर हो रहे हैं और बच्चों को आनंददायी और हैप्पी एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं। मुझे कहने में बहुत ही आनंद हो रहा है कि हमारे शिरोल की पहली फीमेल फ्यूचर साइंटिस्ट बनने जा रही है हमारी स्नेहल एक छोटे गांव से निकली है और आज इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस एंड एजुकेशन रिसर्च में अपना हायर एजुकेशन पूरा कर रही है। स्नेहल जैसे बहुत सारे यूथ के सपने विद्योदय पूरा कर रहा है। हमने अभी तक 1780 बच्चों के ऊपर डायरेक्ट काम किया है। हमने 30 गवर्नमेंट स्कूलों में टिंकरिंग लैब और साइंस कॉर्नर सेट किए हैं। हमने टीचरों को ट्रेन किया है। हमारे प्रोजेक्ट की वजह से बच्चों का 80% कंसेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ा है। हमने रीजनल लेवल पे और स्किल लेवल पे बच्चों को जब असेस किया तो ये नतीजे हमारे सामने आए हैं। विद्योदय जब इस प्रोजेक्ट को लेके हम महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट के जिला परिषद से मिले और प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में बताया, तब जिला परिषद ने पूरे तहसील में इस प्रोजेक्ट को लॉन्च करने के लिए परमिशन हमको दी है। नेक्स्ट ईयर विद्योदय और 30 स्कूल के साथ काम करना चाहता है। हम एक स्कूल के लिए 1.6 लाख की हमको नीड है। आप 2800 रुपए देके एक बच्चे को अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट ईयर हमको 48 लाख की नीड है, जहां हम बच्चों के सपने पूरा कर सकते हैं। अभी तक के ये हमारे पार्टनर रह चुके हैं, जिन्होंने विद्योदय को आगे जाने में मदद की है। विद्योदय को रिसेंटली ही आत्मा का फ्यूचर ऑफ इम्पैक्ट अवार्ड मिला है, जहां विद्योदय के प्रोसेसेस और स्ट्रक्चर को हाई अचीवर अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया गया है। मुझे लगता है कि स्नेहल, विश्वजीत और कई सारे बच्चे आज एजुकेशन सिस्टम से मिस आउट हो रहे। हनुमान जैसा कोई ना बने, लेकिन इन सारे बच्चों जैसे फ्यूचर साइंटिस्ट, छोटे कलाम हमें चाहिए। चलिए इस कलम से कलाम तक ले जाने के लिए मैं आपसे विनती करता हूँ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Vinayak, for your inspiring work. We hope you create many more Abdul Kalams from rural India through Vidyoday. We wish you all the very best in your fundraising journey and beyond. On to our final pitch for this evening. Every year, the ASAR survey shows us that India's children are unable to read at their grade level. Foundational literacy and numeracy now has a national focus and needs collaboration from academia, civil society, and the government to truly reach every child. Nudged Trust is an organization working to solve just this, with an audacious goal to transform every home into a classroom through their unique app for parents. Here to present their story is Sneha Agnihotri.
Hi, I'm Sneha from Nudged, a non-profit with the bold vision of making every parent a teacher and every home a classroom. But why would every home need to be a classroom? Today, I want to introduce you to Atifa. She's a bright and adventurous 8-year-old. She lives in the Jafrabad railway station colony, and she's an expert at many things, including hopscotch and gully cricket. But there is something that Atifa cannot do. Atifa is unable to read. She studies in class 3 but reads at kindergarten level. So for context, while my 8-year-old niece is in the middle of Hogwarts with Harry Potter and Hermione, Atifa is still reading her ABCs. And research tells us that class 3 is an inflection point. If children are not reading at grade level by this time, then catching up becomes nearly impossible. Meaning that Atifa's chances at high school, at college, and employment are dropping rapidly. But what if Atifa had the support she needed? What if she had her own personal tutor, somebody that really cared about her progress, was willing to spend one-on-one time with her and at no cost? I'm not talking about AI, I'm talking about Atifa's parents. When we spoke to Qadar Ali and Sabina and asked them what they wanted for their children, they said हम अपने बच्चों को एक बड़ा अच्छा इंसान बनाना चाहते हैं, पर हम खुद ही सक्षम नहीं हैं. Meaning Atifa's parents care and want to help, they just don't have the right tools. And they are not alone. There are 180 million families like Atifa's that need support. So 4 years ago, we made it our mission to create a solution to help millions of families with the transformative power of technology. Top Parent is a simple mobile app. It's packed with high-quality learning resources and backed by data and research. With Top Parent, Atifa can study in her own mother tongue, Hindi, and we provide Atifa's parents with actionable guidance so that they can support Atifa at every stage of her learning journey. But best of all, Atifa can study at her own unique pace, meaning she can race through her lessons in Hindi, even ahead of her classes at school, and take her time to understand math and English. At the cost of a cutting chai, just 6 to 7 rupees per family, we have over 1.5 million downloads and 750,000 active users. And while we are thrilled with the fact that our community finds value in our work, this is just the beginning. We've reached only 1% of the families that need our support. And we don't just have reach, we have strong learning outcomes. We've had 2 third-party studies conducted on the Top Parent program, both of which show improvements across various children's competencies. But best of all, data which shows that when parents are engaged, their children are learning better. Now we want to reach 5 million families in India by 2027 via our three-pronged approach. One, we know that reaching the grassroots is only possible with the government, and therefore we have a pilot project with the district of Bharatpur in Rajasthan. Two, we're currently in Hindi and Marathi but want to support other communities and are therefore expanding to Telugu, Kannada and Gujarati. And three, we have programs with on-ground community partners like Hand in Hand so that we can support their large grassroots level networks across states like Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. We've had some fantastic partners over the past 4 years and we've won some prestigious awards. But what we really love are the teachers we are building and supporting.
बच्चे है ना बिना कहे पढ़ने बैठ जाते हैं क्योंकि उन्हें इस बहाने है ना कुछ सीखने का कुछ खेलने का बहाना मिल जाता है और वो अच्छे से उस गेम के फोन के थ्रू है ना गेम के द्वारा पढ़ लेते हैं और बहुत अच्छे नंबर भी लाते हैं.
Unjala is one of our youngest teachers. At just 14 years old, she uses Top Parent to teach her younger brothers. Because the Top Parent program is entirely free for our community, the support of our donors is critical. You can help us change the lives of 5 million families by helping us deepen our program with the government and our community partners. You can sponsor 100 children at 15,000 rupees via our government partnership, or you can sponsor 75 schools for 2.25 lakhs via our on-ground community partners. At the end of the day, this isn't just about education, it's about unlocking the potential of millions of Atifas. So let's work together until every parent is a teacher and every home is a classroom.
Thank you, Sneha, for that wonderfully inspiring pitch. We wish you all the very best and know that your work will transform the way millions of students in India learn. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude all the pitch presentations by the Fast Pitch 2025 cohort. A heartfelt thank you to each of our fellow nonprofits for sharing their journeys with all of us today. It has been nothing short of inspiring listening to all your stories. All the very best. The NGOs have done their part, and now you must do yours. Do support these fantastic nonprofits by donating generously. I now invite Manisha to wrap up the evening, leading us to the winners of Fast Pitch 2025.
For the last decade, SVP India has been converting individuals to philanthropists, who in turn mentor, support, and work shoulder to shoulder with NGOs across the country. Over these long years, SVP India has supported over 200 NGOs to grow their vision, scale their impact, and build capacities to sustain their work. We are able to do this good work because of our 750 amazing partners. Let us now see SVP India's journey through the partner's eye.
Who I am is a tough question.
I've not seen anybody yawn.
Have we started already? Or? Yeah. Okay, fine.
How do you make that socially responsible citizen? And how do you create them right from the beginning? Because I came from a family that thought like that.
There was no grand plan that, okay, now I've made enough money, now I'm going to go work in the philanthropy world and I'm going to do this. No, there was no grand plan like that. It just happened.
I think the earlier you get in, the more eye-opening it is. But when you're young, you feel like maybe you can bring about some real change. Maybe you get inspired one day and you want to do something more, to really change the sector, to really do something for the people.
So, my idea of philanthropy has been molded by several experiences. Everybody, I think, does, if you're fairly successful, you do feel like you want to give back. You do see, particularly in a country like India, you see so much around you that you can't desensitize yourself to such a degree that you just say, I don't care. You do care, but you just don't know what to do.
I tear up sometimes. It's so inspiring, and I think it's really humbled me a lot to see how much selfless so many people are.
But more than help, it's the joy in the face of the people you're helping that really makes you say, you've done it. Let's go further. Let's do larger. Let's do more. And with SVP, it's together.
SVP is a movement that inspires individuals to come together, make a difference to themselves, make a difference to the NGO ecosystem, but most importantly, discover who they are and allows them to give a lot more of themselves.
One of the big questions which SVP partners have that, how will I give time? You know, I would love to do this, but where is the time in my busy schedule? It's not SVP which is demanding anything from you. You have come into SVP because you want to bring about a change in yourself and in the world you live in.
So it's a community that is working towards magnifying the change that we want to make. We really do want to make a difference, but how can we catalyze that? How can we amplify that? How can we magnify that? And I think that's where SVP and all of its partners bring together that change.
The more and more partners that come in, get engaged with philanthropy, the more and more NGOs that we work with, and they do really well, we want them to get wings to fly.
That's what SVP creates for you. It's that portfolio of organizations that they are a part of that you can partner with and learn from.
You know, a lot of people, I talk to them in their 30s, they'll say, Govind, sounds like a great idea, we'll do it after 50. I say, after 50, I'm not going to talk to you after 50. So, you know, what I'm saying is, it's somewhere psychologically, this is the post-stage, certain stage. We need to get them to pivot to say, this is not a post-stage, this is now stage.
I didn't think 5 years back that I would be doing this at all. So how can I be that small piece in the puzzle which can help solve the problem?
I think as long as you have the humility to understand that you don't have the wisdom to really tell someone how to live, but if you can be a catalyst in any way to help with whatever transitions that are evolving, go for it.
And today I feel that the next 10 years have to be the best years of my life. It's not the last 30, it's the next 10. Because the next 10 are ones that will actually make a change to our country. And that's what will give me a purpose.
In my personal experience, I have seen that giving consistently, even small amounts, adds tremendous value to building sustainable nonprofits who can courageously do the difficult groundwork to support and lift communities out of inequity and distress. It is so impressive with the way our community's foundations, caring individuals, and businesses have come together today to support these NGOs at SVP's Fast Pitch. So far, your large-heartedness has shown results in the online donations, with matching grants being offered by many donors. I urge you to continue your giving and help the NGOs achieve their fundraising targets. Keep adding to every NGO's fundraiser and support them to impact our society. I often feel they're doing this work on our behalf. So, the judges have been deliberating and have now selected our set of winners for this evening. Tonight's Fast Pitch participants have delivered their pitches and will be awarded for their effort with over 70 lakhs in grants from SVP India. Thank you for your presence, Namita, Reshma, and Sridhar. You certainly had the most exciting job this evening. How has the experience been for you with SVP's Fast Pitch event?
Wow, this was difficult and not a jury that I thought would be as challenging as it turned out to be, but really delighted to see such a diverse group of social change makers. And what was really striking for me is that they all come from lived experiences and they are not fighting shy of taking on hard, difficult problems. It was a pleasure to serve on this jury.
So this was a fantastic experience, and from 200 plus entries, the SVP team did a fabulous job of narrowing it down to 10, and all 10 were outstanding. What really impressed me was the scale, because at the end of the day, what you want to see is philanthropy run like a corporate, in a very structured manner with milestones and with impact that's defined. The founder spoke with a lot of passion. The jury was a tough one. I think it was wonderful though, because we challenged each other, and that's how a jury should be. So hopefully the best outcomes came from that dissent and challenging each other. But overall, a great program, great initiative, and happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, to me, it was a homecoming after 4 years. I was part of a mentoring couple of nonprofits when I was part of the SVP 3 years back. And now, as part of a jury, I had to witness the finalists, had a wide spectrum of jury members having divergent views, and that's what I think makes this process very special, very powerful. And the last 3 hours, whatever we were spending on this, it's what we have put back into what it truly deserves. And that's been a wonderful experience.
That's wonderful. What is your message to the audience watching this event? How can they also encourage their networks to participate in supporting nonprofits?
For those of you watching this pitch online, there are ways in which you can pitch in, not just with your money, get your families, friends to form giving circles and support the organizations that have pitched today. And also think beyond your money and your time and talent to strengthen these organizations.
For all of you who are watching this live, I think we're all tired of Indians, both in India and abroad, whining and indulging in their favorite pastime of India bashing. So now's your chance to really do your little bit, and every little bit counts. So let's contribute and let's do our own bit in whatever small way that we can. Thank you.
To all those folks who are watching this live, I think it's important to realize that we all play multiple roles. One is as individuals, therefore go there and do your own bit. We can keep complaining every single problem every day, what we do, what we see. But I think what is more important is as individuals, we have a responsibility. As people who work for corporates or being part of large organizations, we have responsibilities. Not just do yourself, influence others to participate in this wonderful program. And that's my request to every one of you watching this live.
Thank you so much, judges, for your time, support, and presence this evening. It meant the world to us and the NGOs. Tonight's Fast Pitch participants have delivered their pitches. Now it's time to award their effort with over 70 lakhs in grants from SVP India. The Bronze Award winner for Fast Pitch 2025 with a grant of rupees 10 lakhs is Nudged Trust. Sneha, many congratulations. It's NGOs like yours that are making a tangible difference to the most deserving communities.
Thank you so much for this fantastic opportunity. Thank you to the whole SVP team and the whole Nudge team and all our coaches in the process. We've gotten so much closer to our own story, and I didn't think that was possible. You know, we have a presence pan-India, so feel free to keep in touch with us and just follow our work, go to our website. We have some amazing plans in process. So thank you again, and it was an amazing experience.
The Silver Award winner for Fast Pitch 2025 with a grant of rupees 15 lakhs is Underprivileged Advancement by Youth, UPAI. Varun, many congratulations. Your dedication transforms the lives of street children.
Wow, I'm so happy. Thank you SVP team. Thank you my coaches and मेरे volunteers. बिना आपके शायद ये journey possible नहीं होता. I started only one center. बाकी सारे सेंटर्स हमारे वॉलंटियर्स ने शुरू किए. तो इफ यू फाइंड कि आपके शहर में कोई भी फुटपाथ पर रहने वाले बच्चे हैं तो प्लीज कॉन्टेक्ट अस. वी विल कम एंड वी विल स्टार्ट अ फुटपाथशाला एट योर प्लेस. थैंक यू एवरीवन. बी वॉलंटियर विद अस.
The Gold Award winner for Fast Pitch with a grant of 25 lakhs is Biome Environmental Trust. Avinash, many congratulations. This is wonderful. Here's to continued success in the all-important area of solving for water scarcity.
Thank you. We are thrilled to be announced as the winners of this. Congrats to all the participants too, though. But we see this as a beginning of a longer conversation with this network, and we see this as a platform. We have a lot more work to share with you all, more complex, more nuanced, and we want to be able to work with you all not only for your financial capital, but also your social capital and your intellectual capital. Looking forward to working together. Thank you.
We extend our deepest congratulations to all the winners and every NGO participating in Fast Pitch 2025. You have also put in a lot of effort and time to hone your skills, and will receive a grant of rupees 3 lakhs each from SVP India. Much gratitude to all 10 NGOs for your tireless efforts and unwavering dedication towards creating positive change. It's wonderful to see how you are making a difference in the lives of countless individuals. It's been a meaningful experience for all of us here at SVP India to be part of your journeys. Thank you for doing what you do with so much passion. We hope this experience has been as rich and valuable for you as it has been for us. There is a long list of people to thank, all of whom have put their heart into creating this unique opportunity for India's social sector. Our SVP team of chapter chairs and leadership team, who in spite of being in different geographies, worked as one to make this event happen. All SVP partners who spread the word and ensured we have a great audience today. All partners who carried out various responsibilities like being on the selection committee that shortlisted these 10 NGOs from 260 applications. And of course, the super committed SVP partner coaches who went out of their way and handheld the NGOs to be transformed as great storytellers. A warm thank you to all the non-profit aggregators and intermediaries who spread the word about Fast Pitch, due to whom we have received 260 applications. Ravi Shankar Iyer, our storytelling trainer. Grassroots Design Agency, who designed our website. GiveDo, our donation platform. Mavericks India for their digital communication support. Last Bench for presenting this whole event. Our 3 judges, Namita Thapar, Reshma Anand, Sridhar Eni, and the super fantastic, large-hearted audience members who made this evening possible with their generosity. Thank you all. Goodbye. See you next year.
मुश्किल गई